Where I'm from, they take it away if they see you're excited. By Michele Suzann. Like this one job, I worked a week and can't believe I stuck it out so long. It was in a bookstore, not a real one, but a college, where they only sell textbooks and hoodies and travel mugs. They needed people for a beginning of semester rush, and I was about to have to downsize from my apartment to a sofa, so I tried it. Minimum wage, me, the 53-year-old woman with 12 to 18 to 22-year-olds, and hey, I have no shame in that. What I didn't like was the work. The manager, Devin, Vietnamese pays lead, had this thing where she didn't want any empty spaces on her shelves. So every time new titles came in, say Principles of Macroeconomics for Business 212, or Managed Care Today for Nursing 333, or Principles of Peptide Bonds for Chem 604, you'd have to shift all the titles over after each new arrival to make room. Devin couldn't get with the idea of just having anthropology at one end and theater at the other with a bunch of strategically dispersed blank spaces in between. So we had to shift the majority of the inventory multiple times per day. But I hated the cashiering so much, with its unceasing slog of exceptional hitches only Devin had authorization to fix, that I volunteered for the brute physical mindlessness the kids complained hurt their arms. I didn't judge them for griping, as I knew it was really their souls that were in pain. They were just too hypnotized by their youth and their phones to realize this. Anyway, this one chick, Teja, showed up my second day. She'd done some kind of time someplace. I recognized the incarceration vibe. She was about 30, older than all the kids, but what got me was her attitude. We were waiting to get our signing codes, and she was all, yeah, I haven't really had a regular job. I'm excited to set my alarm, have a schedule, be accountable. Inwardly, I groaned. What a drag. Clearly, Tisha was in some kind of life skills class where they convinced her anything was better than nothing, especially if nothing might lead her back to her old behaviors, especially if those old behaviors might get her institutionalized again. Please, the job sucked. But Teja knew exactly how to work it, wandering the aisles, even the empty ones, mostly content to stare at the shelves. She wasn't like me, who would finish a task quick and then go up to Devin and ask, now what? I admit I didn't add the would you like me to do because I was acting out my disdain. I had no respect for Devin or this place, and it showed up in my speech. This was not only bad attitude, it was old behavior, which, as they like to point out in AA, isn't actually old behavior if you're still doing it. The absurdity of the job didn't bother Teja. I felt sorry for her. And I also felt guilty, like maybe my disrespect set a bad example for this freshly released from something person, a potentially fragile soul. Squaring stacks, I thought about her good attitude, my bad one. Thought about how I'd been freshly released once, right about her age too. A thin winter sun on my face, concrete sidewalks, some unexpected joy, maybe grace. In the beginning, you think, I'm humbling myself so I can start over. This is a low point from which I will rise. I won't slug shit forever. You think, this is as bad as it gets. You think it's only a one-time thing. I thought it was weird Tasia shared as much as she did with me. You wouldn't think a hard girl would. So how hard could she be? I never share when I'm excited, which, all right, I haven't been for years now, but still, where I'm from, They take it away if they see you're excited. I wonder if she believed her so-called excitement, or was she just parroting what her counselor, parole officer, sponsor liked to hear? Maybe she wasn't the one to feel sorry for. Maybe she had a plan and just needed to lay low for a while, appear accountable. Maybe she thought I believed her too. Maybe she thought I'd be fooled just like all the others. Good girl, that's the spirit. I fooled those others. Anyone's easy to play once you know what they want. So maybe I shouldn't feel guilty how I quit the job. I only thought, surely I can be accountable to something equally stupid and get paid a little more. People would have told me to stay if I'd asked, but I didn't ask because I no longer ask. I could have copped that excuse. Yeah, it was making me want to drink, act out, use, escape, die, but it wasn't that. I might be about to give up my apartment and sleep on a sofa if I was lucky, but sticking with one minimum wage job wasn't going to change that trajectory, which had begun years ago, possibly with some old behaviors. I mean, not the big ones. I'm still sober and I still don't take what's mine, though there was ample opportunity to pinch cash there and it'd never be pinnable based on their super sloppy sign and sharing practices. Don't think I don't still notice those things. I mean, little ones like disdain, little ones like thinking anything's not better than nothing, like judging a person based on one vibe and two comments. And so I acted out my last day. I put that bug in Tasia's ear. I said, girl, why are you wasting your time at this shit show? You know you got more on the ball than this. You can do better, I told her. Her nostrils flared, just the tiniest bit, but I told her, you know they're hiring hostess at Bubba Gump. You could make like 20 an hour with tips. You're young enough. You should bank it now while you can. This is all right, she said, staring at the rack of t-shirts we're about to roll out. It's pretty easy, you know. Then I hit her with some program. You know what they say about easy, though? The easier, softer way, she asked. Uh-huh, so she was in a program. No, I said, the one where if you're on a path with no obstacles, it's probably a dead end. You haven't heard that one? Her threaded brow lifted maybe a millimeter. The bug of dissatisfaction wanting more, just crawling around now. They say turnover's so high, you make server in a month. 50, 60 an hour, cash. My drink of choice was always more. Do we even make that in a day here? My drug of choice? More. Then I twisted the knife. You should think about it, I said, giving her one of the worst suggestions you can give somebody newly clean or sober, someone with time on her hands and a shortage of drama. You don't want to end up like me, I said. Who knew where that bug would lead her? Now, I live in my car, which I won't lie, sucks. And I work in a bakery selling genetically modified pastries to overweight white people who clearly shouldn't be eating refined flour. There's a 20-person line out the door all morning, every morning, and each morning I fill the cases with flaky, empty calories, and each noon there's just crumbs and greasy parchment liners left in the glare. It's an old Ecuadorian couple runs the place. By old, I mean 60s, though their diet makes them look 70s. But they like the fact that I'm fast. Plus, now I make $1 an hour more. I can do this now. I'm postmenopause, which, depending on what language you speak, translates as either invisible or scary. The 18 to 20-year-olds speak the former, but Devin and Tasia, I'm their worst nightmare. They think I'm as bad as things get. I laugh at all the 20 and 30-year-olds, the ones who think I'm insane for choosing homelessness, the ones who think there's somewhere to get in this life, there's somewhere to be, somewhere you could actually stay. I laugh all the time now. What? You can't hear?